Welcome Michael Jackson fans, it's Anthony King, and today we're going to look specifically at the broadcast of Michael Jackson's history tour in Munich. We're going to take a short break away from the song-by-song analysis. We will continue next week with Smooth Criminal. So, there is a little bit of mystery in the Michael Jackson community with regards to this show. Michael Jackson performed two history tour concerts in Munich. One on the 4th of July and one on Sunday the 6th of July. Now, the 6th of July was a special day because Sat.1, a German TV station, broadcast a Michael Jackson Day where they, in the evening, broadcast Michael Jackson's history tour live, in inverted commas, and also Ghosts. The whole day was dedicated to Michael Jackson. Now, Sat.1 is the German station. It's got kind of globe, rainbowy kind of logo. Now, what's interesting is that there's almost no copies of this on YouTube at all. And I've had discussions with friends before about this. In a way, we kind of lived in a different era. The ones that were there. So if you go to YouTube and you type in Michael Jackson History Tour Munich, they're going to be rebroadcast in later years, maybe even after Michael Jackson died. So, but there was actually a source, and that source for the History Tour in Munich was Sat.1. Now, this is the confusion. Which date is which? Because there's amateur footages of the 4th, which are about, and there seems to be a lot of confusion to which is which. So I'm going to give you firstly a good way of differentiating between the two. Okay, so the 4th of July, the first four songs, the white backlight, which Michael Jackson uses in Smooth Criminal to project his spotlight, to protect his shadow, is on for the first few songs. Now, this is actually very strange because it's I believe, the only concert where this light is on, and I love it. It just illuminates the whole place. It's brilliant. Now, if you think about it, it's quite obvious why. It's because the HD Sat.1 cameras were there, and they were obviously experimenting with what works for the TV cameras and what doesn't. Because a light that maybe blinds people in the audience and looks amazing might not look good on the television. So my conclusion is that the actual footage that they used in the broadcast did not include any of that. So obviously the backlight probably didn't work as they would have liked. Now, let's take a look at which songs were which. So the History Tour in Munich was a mix. It was actually a mix. The first few songs were from the 6th of July. But it's quite confusing, actually. At first, even I was confused, because they start some songs off on the 6th, then they revert to footage from the 4th, and then they return to the 6th. For example, part of Stranger in Moscow is from the 6th, part of it is from the 4th, and then part of it is back to the 6th. For example, go to the last move of Stranger in Moscow when he turns, spins, and bam, puts his arm down. But on one of the shows, he does two. He goes 1, 2, and then spins, bam. And on another one, he does 3. 1, 2, 3. It's very subtle. And obviously, another way to differentiate between the shows is his jacket, its top was open on the 4th of July. However, they mix audience as well. So, for example, Michael Jackson's friend, which he called Waldo, his name's Justin, the blonde guy at the front, an old friend of mine, really nice guy. In Stranger in Moscow, he's wearing a black Adidas t-shirt. Yet if you watch Earth Song, he's wearing a white t-shirt because he went to both shows and they used footage from both shows. Dangerous is another one. Dangerous has footage from the 6th and from the 4th. And I'm going to give you some reasons why. Now, Sat.1 had adverts in the broadcast. So while those commercials are going, the TV station has an opportunity to edit the footage. Also, I believe that the show was not 100% live. So it had a delay. Now, 1997, 6th of July, the sun set in Munich at 9:15. So that means the concert probably started half an hour or 45 minutes before that point, which brings us to 8:30. And it was broadcast in England an hour earlier. So what probably happened is there was an amount of time which they had in hand, probably half an hour. Now, they would have had pre-selected lots of footage of crowd, of multiple angles, which they would augment the footage from the 6th. So in case there's a problem, they can just splice it in and no one will notice at home. Another thing they do is, for example, on the 4th, there might be scenes which they really like. Maybe Michael's team really liked. And they could slot that in almost live because a lot of the songs were click track. So it would have been quite easy just to flip them in. But bottom line is that there was an opportunity in those adverts for them to do whatever they liked with the footage. And when we returned, obviously, it wasn't live. I think there was an advert after Stranger in Moscow, before Smooth Criminal, definitely before Earth Song. It was sponsored by big American pizzas. And so my point that I'm making is that they had all the time in the world in delay to edit anything from the previous shows. I believe they even had footage from Bremen, Cologne, spliced in as well. We know this for a fact. If you look at the introduction of just before Scream, they have footage from Germany earlier on in the tour. So subsequently, there's been so many rebroadcasts, but there's only one original. So just in summary, top, open, backlight on, first few songs, that is the 4th, not broadcast on the Sat1 broadcast. July 6th is mainly the one that was broadcast interspliced with crowds from various concerts. So, unfortunately, it's not on YouTube anymore, so we can't see. I probably have it on VHS somewhere. Guys, I wanted to give you a little bit of information and clear this one up. So we continue next week with Smooth Criminal. See you soon. Check out the website.